Before the earth was firm and before the skies held their place, there was only rhythm, a cosmic movement echoing through the void. From this eternal rhythm, Asiba, the supreme creator, manifested the 9 Laibongtho, divine lords of sacred motion. Of the 9, 4 performed Leho Thengu, grounding their feet and crafting the earth. Their steps were firm, deliberate, and expansive. The other 4 ascended, performing Nongho Thengu, 5 sacred spiraling steps that sculpted the layers of the sky. Thus the world was danced into being. To protect this fragile harmony, the knowledge of war was gifted to humankind. Huiyen Lallong. Huiyen means war, not just steel, but the edge of clarity, while Lallong can mean knowledge or art of war, knowledge of movement, a harmony between body, spirit, and the divine forces. But this was no art of chaos. It was knowledge, discipline, a sacred balance of force and restraint. 2 limbs of this art were forged: Tang Ta, the way of the sword and spear, and Sarit Sarik, the way of the empty hand. Together, they are not 2 arts, but 2 expressions of one truth. One hand strikes with justice, the other defends with balance. One foot anchors the soul, the other flows like the river. Puya says that it was then that Pakhangba, the divine dragon serpent, keeper of the underworld and guardian of the heavens, rose from the coils of eternity and made the ultimate offering. Let my body become the weapon. Let my bones become the memory of strength, and my spirit the guardian of all who walk the warrior's way. And so, the limbs and bones of Pakhangba turned into different swords and tools, some used in Tangta and others in rituals. From his spine, straight and unbending, came the Tang, the sword of truth, forged to strike down falsehood and injustice. His hands and fingers became smaller blades called Singtup Songai, and a bone called Naklu Maifangtona pick became a kitchen knife called Haidrang. His teeth turned into an iron axe. It is said that the first warrior of Kanglipak received Huiyen Lallong not from man, but from Pakhangba himself. In a dream, he was taken into the depths of the Kangla, where the coiled serpent king lay beneath the earth. There, Pakhangba unfurled his body and spoke. The blade is an extension of truth. Your hand must move as the winds of justice. If you strike, strike for harmony. If you defend, defend with honor. Let your feet be rooted in the land, and your soul in the sky. From this vision came the first steps of Huiyen Lallong. Swift as wind, still as stone, burning like fire, and flowing like water. The Pung echoed the heartbeat of the heavens. Warriors would not only wield weapons, but also dance to the rhythms, transforming combat into a divine performance. This dance became both ritual and rehearsal, a communion with spirits, a war cry wrapped in grace. These warriors, known as Ningtho Chok Palan Mi, were protectors of the realm and seekers of truth. Each strike of their sword mimicked lightning, each stance a prayer to the gods. Their movements told stories of creation, destruction, and rebirth, just as the Meitei Puyas foretold. The warriors who took up these weapons did not simply wield steel, they bore the weight of a god's sacrifice. They became servants of balance, bound by honor, rhythm, and spirit. Thus was born the sacred art of Tang Ta of Huiyen Lallong, not taught, but breathed into being by the offering of a god, forged not in fire, but in sacrifice, devotion, and love for the realm. Even today, when the Pung roars and the swords flash in the air, the spirit of those ancient warriors dances still, fierce, graceful, and divine. In battle, Tang Ta became a weapon. In festivals, a celebration. In solitude, a meditation. And so, the Meitei believe Tang Ta was not invented. It was revealed. A gift from the gods, a reminder that the path of the warrior is not only to fight, but to protect, to pray, and to become one with the eternal rhythm of the universe. From the whisper of Pakhangba's breath was born Sarit Sarik, the unseen limb of Huiyen Lallong. It is the art of the empty hand, the flowing body, the spirit that strikes without steel. Where Tang Ta was the visible limb of power, Sarit Sarik was the invisible limb of life. Sarit Sarik became the art of avoidance over aggression, redirection over resistance, precision over brute force. It was the silent twin to the sword, the secret memory of the body's freedom, the dance that fought without needing a blade. And so it was that Huiyen Lallong was born not as warcraft but as a sacred offering. The way of the sword was not to destroy, but to preserve. The warrior was not merely a fighter, but a guardian of harmony, of honor, of the sacred breath of the land. Huiyen Lallong became a prayer, a discipline, and a way to honor the gods through the perfection of the self. Even now, when the pung echoes in the hills and the blades shimmer in ritual, the story of Huiyen Lallong lives on, a divine art, passed not by word, but by spirit. Centuries later, when foreign boots trampled the soil of Kanglipak, the spirit of Huiyen Lallong rose again, not in temples, but on the battlefield. Major General Paona Brajabasi, trained in Tangta and Sarit Sarik, stood like a flame in the storm. When a burning British hand bomb soared toward his men, he moved. One step, Sarit Sarik. One strike, Tangta, and the fire was silenced. The fuse cut mid-air. Even when offered life by the enemy, Paona Brajabasi chose death, not as surrender, but as sacrifice. Today, Huiyen Lallong still lives. In every slash of the blade, in every spin of the dancer, in every breath of the silent warrior. More than a martial art, it is a way of remembering that we are not here to conquer, but to uphold balance. From Masiba's steps, from Pakangba's bones, Huiyen Lallong flows eternal.